Books. Yeah, that was the best intro I've ever made, I guess. And with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. And as always, I'm pretty fucking pumped to be here because actually this is the third episode that I'm actually going to, or that I'm actually recording on one day, which is something that I just really seldom do, actually. If this is actually a sentence, I don't fucking know. I don't do this often because most of the time it would just be so stressful, but because, I'm forcing myself to wake up at 6, so I've actually started today, and I hope that I'm going to do it, the whole week long or the whole holidays long, as far as I can actually, or as good as I can, because sometimes, when I'm just at somebody else's place, and there might just be some reason or some situation where I can't get up at 6 a.m. because it feels amazing. It just really feels amazing. I got up at 6 a.m. Did the posts. What did I do as well? I did also do something for my diploma, some research I think it was, or something else. I was just really productive the first, 4 or 5 hours of the day. Particularly the 3 hours. The first 3 hours were just, I think, the best. Then I didn't have anything to do, or, if I was able to record, actually, I would do it. But unfortunately, I'm not quite able to do it so early in the morning because it is pretty loud. I'm shouting around, I'm saying swear words. Well, this is not actually so bad, but I'm shouting around, which is not that nice for all the people that are actually sleeping. It really is not, and I'm not the only one that is having his holidays. So other people are also having their holidays, and I do not want to disturb them, especially not in the fucking early mornings. But as you've already heard in the intro, or actually before the intro, in the pre-intro, this is now post-intro, never mind, you know what I mean. Today it is all about books. Again, I'm actually going ahead with the summary, and not actually summary, but the TED article that I went through yesterday. So actually today, but yesterday as well. It's a pretty great article. It is all about books that were recommended by TED speakers, which are all, actually they said, which all should be under 200 pages, which is, I think, pretty good because for the summer, for your holidays, for your vacation, it is always nice to have something to read. But I do assume, well, for me often it was the case that I just, for example, went through just really small series, and I've been just really searching for small and short and just some series that do not take up a lot of time of mine. And, in the end, it really pissed me off because I finished them and they were fucking great, and I would have liked to have more of them. And then, there is not more, which is a little bit sad. But it is what it is. And of course, the window is not there, which is amazing. And today actually was my first fasting day because I'm actually trying and or figuring out if intermittent fasting is actually something for me, if it just works for me, or if I just really get way too less calories. Because I think today I've actually missed some around 1,000 calories or something, or 500, and I should really not lose weight. Like, I shouldn't, and especially I won't, or I do not want to do it because, well, I'm a little bit feared of actually losing all the fucking muscles that I'm having, and, there's not a lot of muscle. There is something, and I'm pretty proud of them. No, I'm really proud of them, but, I do not want to lose them just by fucking around with some experimentation shit. But what I'm seeing is that I am definitely just pretty productive. Only because I do just save a lot of time by not eating. This is just one of the things that I've just recognized until now. But I'll see what it's going to be like. And especially, which is actually also the case why I'm doing it, there are some health benefits correlated to it, which I actually do not know. I've seen something like, okay, your brain structure somehow gets different or something like this, which is something that Well, I don't know. They said it could be the thing, or it could happen that and whatsoever. So they are not sure either. So I don't know. But yeah, I've actually done a workout today as well, which is also interesting to see whether I just performed better or worse. And I somehow feel like that I actually performed a little bit better, to be honest. I'm still having some struggles with actually completing all the sets in one row. So it's basically from 1 to 12, which is the set range that I'm having. Or actually the rep range, the rep range that I'm having. And I still struggle with actually getting to 12 without pausing in between, which might show me, okay, maybe I should do less reps, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not because of my ego, but because I think it's just the perfect range for me. I guess, even though 8 is also fine, but I do just, want to stay on that level and see what I can do from there. But yeah, without wasting another minute of yours, I'm going ahead with the article. And yeah, the link to the article will be down in the description, and also all the other links that might be interesting for you. The next one is actually a pretty great one, which is The Future by Nick Montfort. Montfort or Montfort, I don't know. So this is a short read, but a great look at some key future thinkers throughout history. Through delightfully written case studies, Montfort or Montfort makes the argument that the future can be made and not predicted. It's a must-read for anyone interested in future studies and the role that sci-fi, speculative design, and big ideas play in shaping our future relationship with technology. So this would actually be pretty much a book that I should read, because it is something that I'm so fucking interested in. It is just really fucking amazing. I'm just really looking forward to just all the flying cars that we are going to have. Maybe, because I don't know. What do you think? Are we going to have some flying cars or something? Write it down in the comments, or just hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr or Twitch. I actually have some Twitch streams, or made some Twitch streams. Yeah, or done. I think it's more done than made. Recorded, streamed would, I think, it would be the best thing, or the best word to use. So I'm really interested in all the kind of speculations maybe about future technology, and I'm generally pretty interested in technology, in recent technology as well. So yeah, it is definitely just one of the books that I would actually read, or that just really sound like I should fucking read it. The problem that I'm seeing there is that it is a fiction book, and I'm not, it is something in between actually. It is a little bit fiction and a little bit non-fiction. Well, they say it's history and science, but I don't know. So it is from Raphael Arar, or Raphael Arar. I don't know how he's pronounced. And he's featured in the How We Can Teach Computers to Make Sense of Our Emotions TED Talk. Broad Strokes, which is the next one, 15 Women Who Made Art and Made History in That Order, by Bridget Quinn. Not just for art historians, this book is perfect for anyone who has fallen in love with a painting, but knows little about it. Quinn takes us on her personal journey to understand why certain beautiful paintings were never given the due they deserved. Spoiler alert, they were by a woman, despite the maddening fact that sexism and quashed... Wait. Blah, blah, blah. Spoiler alert, they were by a woman. Does it mean like they were painted by a woman? Or weren't they? Never mind. So despite the maddening fact that sexism quashed these women's work and careers, this is a choice. This is a choice? This is a fucking word, choice? And a hardening read, Anyway, on every page you can feel Quinn's delight and her subject's resilience, impertinence, and talent. This quote, or this saying, is from Caroline Paul, and she's also, I guess it's a she, Caroline, yeah, it should be. And she's also featured in the TED Talk to raise brave girls, encourage adventure. So to raise brave girls, comma, encourage adventure. Another next thing is actually graphic novels. I've unfortunately been gone through them already. I still think that I'm going to go through them because it is just important to kind of, well, feature the whole thing and not just parts of it. So the whole article and not just parts of the article. So yeah, the two graphic novels they point out is, first of all, Batman, Year One by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. David Mazzucchelli, it is actually Mazzucchelli, was actually the illustrator, I guess, that's illustrated the whole book. And it is a great novel about urban crime that just happens to have Batman in it. From Chip Kit with double D, and who is featured in the TED Talk, designing books is no laughing matter. And the thing they say, which is, okay, that just happens to have Batman in it, is completely true, and it is completely right. Just the sentence structure, it's completely right, and the words they use, they are completely right, because originally I think Batman wasn't supposed to be in this one. So it's just like, okay, Batman just happens to be in there, which was quite interesting. I've gone through the a little bit of the Wikipedia article. Is it an article? Page? Yeah, page. Of it, it's quite interesting. I think it was from 1978 or something. Yeah, I guess it was. And the next thing is Mooncop by Tom Gould, or Tom Gord, whatever. So Gords or Goulds. Books about a police officer looking for hope on a moon colony was a favorite for me. Too often graphic novelists tend to not leave much for the imagination. Mooncop, on the other hand, contains long, beautiful, and thought-provoking silences. It is a fast read, and I smiled the entire time. It would be extremely nice if there was nothing popping up there, and I really hope, yeah. I'm very sorry if you just heard a bunch of sounds. Now there are no sounds any longer. So Mooncop is just a really great book. I've had a look at it. I've also had a look at the artwork itself because, this was my main kind of interest point for those graphic novels, and this was also the case why I only went through them, because I'm arty and because I'm a graphic designer myself, and it is very interesting to see, okay, how they look like. And I'm just really tempted to show you this, at least the Mooncop, because it is really... The funny thing is, it's definitely not Mooncop, but Mooncop, which just makes sense, because it's about a cop on the moon. I'm very sorry. Window. So there you have it. I do hope that you can see it somehow. Wasn't there an option where I could just actually have some drop shadow on these? Audio effect filters. Scroll, image, blah, blah, blah. Nah. Noise suppression. Nah. Would have been actually pretty great, because I do feel like the background and the foreground are basically like the fucking same. Is there any way I could just put in a solid color there? Window, scene, media source, image, display catcher, color source. Color source too. Great. Should it be, yeah, because I'm a fancy motherfucker, therefore it's gonna be just a really dark fucking gray. And it is beneath all this shit. No, that doesn't make any sense. These are the two, yeah. So there you have it. I should probably just zoom in a little bit. Yeah. I do really like the artwork. I really like, it is pretty simple, but still there's just a lot of detail in it. Well, it is not quite simple. And there's a lot of texture there, which is extremely nice. And also, yeah, on this picture, I do hope that you see where I'm pointing. I guess so. Yeah, I think so. Never mind. So also in this picture, it's just really amazing because you really see the silence. The silence, the quite author, let's say, of the little introduction to the book was talking about, because there's only science on this whole page, or I at least assume that it is a whole page. Also, the cover is pretty great, even though I do not like the font. I know this is one of the downsides, I guess, or just the only downside that I thought that I've seen so far. Since I was a boy, I've dreamed about being a cop and living on the moon. But now I'm here, it seems like the party's over and everybody is going home. Well, I think it's actually a pretty sad story, to be honest. It really sounds not to be just so nice. Well, there he just has some girl besides him. Seems to be a little nicer. Seems to be a little better there. But yeah, I do believe that it is just a pretty great book. I really think so, and I don't know if just graphic novels are so common to have, or if they just have a big audience or something. But I like them, and I've been thinking about just actually going through one, because yeah, I like it. I really do. The next section we're going through is creativity and advice, which is like the next genre, I would say, even though genre is a little bit overdone maybe, or not pretty much accurate, because some of these categories or whatsoever aren't like real genres, I guess. I don't know. Never mind. Let's go on. And my hair pissed me off extremely. Creativity and advice. Wabi Sabi, or is it Wabi Sabi? I think it's Wabi Sabi. Wabi Sabi for artists, designers, poets, and philosophers, by Leonard Cohen. A very simple book with a very deep and complex message for innovators, entrepreneurs, and even parents. No matter how elegant or precise you want to make your project, be it a book, a product, or even a public policy, recognize that rough and imprecise elements are actually as important as the polished and smooth aspects. This is from Ari Wallach. Ari Wallach. The funny thing is, Wallach, it is actually called Wallach, is the German word for a male horse that has no fucking balls any longer. Funny thing. Another funny thing is that I'm called Wallach as well, just because of my last name Wolk. Yeah, and in German you say Wallach, and this is the main reason. But yeah, and he's featured in the TED Talk 3 Ways to Plan for the Very Long Term, which is, by the way, I think an amazing one, because I really believe in going for the long term. Just a second. So now I have my fucking cap, and now I'm just really, really gonna talk smoothly and goodly and well and nice, because I'm now not just really having to brush my hair out of my fucking face. It's a little bit annoying. But yeah, so the 3 ways to plan for the very long term. I really believe in long-term goal setting, long-term thinking, because I guess most often just the short term, or going for the short term, is not good, whether it be in terms of food, whether it be in terms of, a lot of things, even though, it always depends on how you just think about it, how you view it, how you, which situation actually is. There are always just 2 sides, even though both sides can be good, and both sides on the other hand also can be bad. Somehow. It's a little bit complicated, maybe. Improve Wisdom, Don't Prepare, Just Show Up, by Patricia Ryan Madsen. We all could use a lesson on how to have fun in business and in life. Madsen does a wonderful job providing strategies on how to deal with life's many challenging situations by drawing from the maxims, or maximes, I think it's more like maximes, of improvisational theater. Actually, one of my teachers is doing improvisational theater, and I guess it's pretty great, And I guess it is a lot of fun as well. A lot of fun as well, playing it and also watching it. I assume because, well, theater itself is actually something that is quite amazing. We went with school, I think, 3 times, 4 times, something like this. And they all have been quite great. Some of them just were a little bit crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna just talk about it. But most of them had just really great performances, and I've really enjoyed all of them, just in total. Some of them were better, some of them weren't as good. I've seen that actually the longer ones are actually better than the shorter ones. At least, this is what I feel like. Maybe I just, wanted to be entertained, could also be a case, or could also be a factor. But I've just really enjoyed all of them, and I do think just going to the theater is a great thing to do. It really is, instead of maybe just going to the movies or doing nothing. Yeah. This one is actually from Lisa Dyson. Dyson vacuums. And she was covered in the TED Talk, or she was in a TED Talk, a forgotten space age technology could change how we grow food. The next one is, if you want to write a book about art, independence, and spirit. So if you want to write, which is the main kind of headline, and then the subheadline, a book about art, independence, and spirit by Brenda Ueland. Or Ueland. I think it's Ueland. It is Ueland. For those who know they have something to express, these stressful times can feel a bit hopeless. It may seem impossible to find the time, skill, and energy to create. This is one of the most timeless books on how to regain that hope, and it is also a delightful read in and of itself. From Sebastian Wernicke, or Wernick, whatever, who was in the TED Talk, How to Use Data to Make a Hit TV Show. The next section is social issues. And the next one would be memories. It's memoirs and essays. It's French, I guess. Yeah, it probably is. So, social issues, Between the World and Me, by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I don't know if this is pronounced correctly. I'm sorry if it wasn't. So this is a powerful read that evokes action in us all, and provides a well-researched historical account of race relations in the U.S. codes. Writing. So in the U.S., I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna read it again. So this is a powerful read that evokes action in us all, and provides a well-researched historical account of race relations in the U.S. Coates' writing is excellent, and he describes how understanding starts with communication and not assumption. And this book will open your eyes and increase your empathy. From Shivani Siroya. I also don't know if it is pronounced correctly or not. And she, I guess it is a she, it might be a he as well, I'm sorry, I don't know, is in the TED Talk, a smart loan for people with no credit history. Yet. Pretty nice one. I like that. And I also like that the other one, so the guy who is actually the author of this book that he or she was talking about there, tries to point out empathy, and tries to talk about empathy, and tries to let people be more empathetic, because this is something that I at least maybe try to see, or that I'm willing to see, that people don't have, I often come to the case, or come to the solution that, or conclusion, whatever, that people are not that empathetic as they maybe should be, or they could be. And I do think that being empathetic and just having the proper empathy is very, very important. Yeah, not only in terms of actually having a great product, because if you do just really can just put yourself into somebody else's shoes, in your customer's shoes, then it gets really easy to fucking make a product that is working, because you can clearly then make something that you just know your customer will need. Quite for sure, not just for sure, but somehow for sure. Let's say, 50%, I guess, because, okay, then you fuck it up and or you just win it, so it's quite 50% chance of doing it right, or actually also doing it wrong. But yeah, I really think that empathy is very, very important, and also in terms of also being kind, because, if you do not have any form of empathy, you're not going to be nice to everyone, or not going to be nice to anyone, especially not to those that actually, seem to not feel very good, because if you do just have the proper empathy, you're going to see when people do not feel good. At least I guess this has something to do with empathy. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, I often do kind of feel like people do not see that other people are just not doing well, or I kind of just see it by default. I really seem to see those things when people are not feeling good, when people do not seem to be happy, when something seems to be going on with people. I don't know. Maybe it could just be wrong all the fucking time, could also be the case. I don't know. So we should all be feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Again, probably have pronounced it wrongly. From the TED Talk, so this was actually also the TED Talk from the book, or covering the book, or featuring the book, The Danger of Single Story. Adichie's approach to the politics of gender is sharp and funny, and really accessible. Without ever seeming idealistic or naive, she uses her superhuman compassion to imagine a future in which women and men have more possibilities for how to be at home in the world. From Mandela and Catron, from the TED Talk, a better way to talk about love. Something that I actually like, and something that I really like that she actually points out as well, and I'm very sorry that I haven't shown you, that Adichie, which is actually, I think, her last name, actually, maybe, I don't know, really is not idealistic or naive, or somehow just, I think, maybe, I'm sorry for saying this, but I guess just typically feministical, which is something I at least always see, and I always think like, you do not have to be like this, I really just, oh my god, I have something in my eyes. I'm really not against any form of feminism. I really also appreciate it, because I do think that there should be way more equality than we are having at a time, not only just in terms of gender, but also in terms of fucking skin colors. We're in fucking 2020 nearly. This should not be a thing, I guess. It really should not be. But I also think in terms of, gender inequality, it is totally something that we have to work on. Some countries more, some countries less. For sure, there are countries that are just really, really, really in the Stone Age in terms of gender equality, but equality. But I guess, most of the countries are actually doing quite a great job. Something that I'm seeing sometimes, or something that I seem to see, or something that, maybe bothers me, is maybe that I kind of feel like that sometimes feminism actually makes it way... What did I want to say? Makes it way worse. Yeah, actually, it sometimes, actually, for me, it seems to be the case. I don't know if there's something about it. I don't know if other people see it as well. But sometimes I kind of feel like that feminists actually just make it worse by themselves. Like, they themselves make it worse. And, I do also sometimes have to cringe, even though it is just a really bad word in this context. I'm sorry. But it is just the case, when I'm seeing, like, I can't give an example because I don't know when it happens. I do just really have to monitor it and just have to see when it happens, and then I'm going to tell you, because I think it's very important, or could be very important, also for me to just know, for me to see and whatsoever. But I don't know. I do think feminism is totally fine. You know, I do not have anything against feminism. As I said, I do just really hope that there's gonna be just some proper equality in the fucking society of the fucking world in terms of genders and, you know, skin colors and also I think illnesses and being handicapped or not, because, you know, handicapped people actually also seem to be just having a hard time being socialized by society, as, you know, at least it is the case in my country, or I think like it is the case in my country. Maybe other countries are doing a better job at this, or at this, never mind, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I think I should just go on with the last one, which just really is amazing, which is the third stage of life, aging in contemporary society by Daisaku Ikeda, or Ikeda, I don't know. So Ikeda is the president of Sokagaki, International Buddhist Organization. Drawing on the lives of individuals, this book speaks to the challenges and opportunities of aging. Its perspective is that the third stage in life is like a third youth. Youth does not fade with age, as long as we refuse to be defeated, continue to learn and grow with a positive attitude, and enjoy the spirit of challenge. This book inspires readers to seek an inner revolution throughout their lives. From Paul Teisner, so the saying is from Paul Teisner, featured in the How I Became an Entrepreneur at 66, which is, by the way, amazing. You know, I really like those stories when just really people fulfill their fucking lives and just really get happy and get happier, even though they're just, you know, relatively old. 66 is really not old because, well, you know, he still has 34 years to go, which is just something, you know, it really is. Yeah, I really liked it, you know, because I do think that especially some people in that kind of age, you know, 50, 60, are often, at least, you know, what I'm seeing, often those people actually work on something that they don't like. And having a story like, okay, you know, I fulfilled my dreams when I was 66 by actually just giving up my past career and just doing something else, because my past career wasn't making me happy. And for the next 20 years, I do just want to be fucking happy. And I do hope that a lot more people are going to do this, or a lot more people are doing this, even though I do just also have to say that I'm thinking about it in a just way more easy way, I guess, because I haven't been in the situation. Like, you know, for me, actually making such decisions might be way easier than for some people that are actually in this position of having to think about if they should actually change their career or not. Because, yeah, you know, if a whole family is somehow, well, if you feed a whole family with your career, then it's getting a little bit tough, you know, because actually having then a new career is not going to provide you as much money as the old one, just most of the time, I assume at least. And then, well, you know, it is not that easy, you know, not for you only, but also for the whole family. But yeah, speaking today was very interesting, even though I pretty much like it. I really love it. I really love speaking. You know, whether it be in public, whether it be just sitting in here, thinking and talking and consuming some things that I care about, some things that matter for me, some things that are important for me, to me, with me. Fuck it. But yeah, I wish you the best health, wellness, and success, and I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you gonna be remembered. So basically, your legacy, which you totally have in your control, even though something that I do want to point out is that not everyone's gonna like you. No matter what you're doing, not everyone's gonna like you, just by default, just because I think we're humans and we just don't like everyone. I just still try to like everyone, you know. Well, I'm not trying, I'm doing, but, you know, they're just really, I think, there might be just one or two people that I do not know, and I can think of them actually at the time. So there might not be anyone, at least of those people that I actually know and that I've interacted with. But yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. I just really appreciate it. I wish you the best, and I'll see you the next time.